So I gave Liam one Zoom lesson, and his very next round, he hit 18 greens in regulation. Check out what I told him. Before,
Yeah.
here's the after. So again, I know a lot of people talk about having a spine straight. We know the spine's not straight. There's natural curves, but we don't want to induce extra curvature where we don't want it. So, so just to take a look, you know, here we had a little bit more curvature in your lumbar spine and a lot of flexion in the thoracic. Okay.
Yes.
This is much more neutral here. And again, if I were to plumb a line straight up, this is much deeper into your primary tilt. The shoulders are much further back. And again, this is much deeper in terms of where the butt line is relative to there.
Yeah.
Okay. And so again, aesthetically, we see a big difference in terms of what's going on up here. But you can probably the bigger feeling of a difference is where you're centering the weight on the feet. You know, for the midline to the balls as opposed to over the ankles. Again, not saying this guy on the left could not have his weight on the ankles, because I can get here. I can get into a completely upright posture, shoulders forward, and then lean back. That's that's faking it, basically. As opposed to hinging the thighs back where we get this and this activated. That's what we see on the right-hand side of the screen a whole lot more. And you feel the difference.
Absolutely.
And you feel the difference there.
Massive difference. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had the weight in my ankles at all. Probably had a much, well, depends really, more on the toes, and sometimes probably sitting back too much to overcompensate.
No, there's no question. You're upright, shoulders forward, then just kind of sliding or leaning back. We never really had that activation. That's why for you, not only was there an issue creating any bit of flexion, which we'll go over, you know, in the future, but it was difficult for the lower body to clear because the weight was too far forward on the feet in the downswing because we're too far around the body, therefore causing us to lean too much over the toes, especially considering that you're reaching forward here with the shoulders more protracted.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's see 3 shots where we, what I would call connect the chain.
Yeah.
And as you know, that's the way that I like to work. I like to make, you know, subtle variable changes at a time that are significant. At which point, once those become part of the new normal, then we start adding the next layers on top. And what's so nice about these Zoom lessons is I typically had people that would fly in to work with me, you know, from other parts of the country, you know, once a month or so. And I find that this is probably just as efficient.
It's one-on-one. It's definitely, exactly. Just not physically there in person, Okay, so.
Oh, it's so much better. You look like one of your countrymen, Rosie.
I'll take that.
Solid?
Yeah, lower trajectory actually as well.
Okay.
Because I tend to hit quite a high ball.
And so
quite naturally, so.
Part of the reason why is I'm happy to hear that. You know, the better you stay in your shot, the better you're able to compress it. As opposed to if you're coming up and out of it, the hands are going to want to get more active.
Yeah, and manipulate the movement. Yeah.
100%. But still compressed though, right? Not thin?
Oh yeah. No, it wasn't. No, it was quite good.
Okay. Awesome.
That was better.
Yeah. Night and day.
That one a little bit, but
yeah,
it's still quite.
I would be apt to say that you're a little bit more upright, as well as perhaps a little bit too far away from the golf ball.
Okay.
I wasn't quite able to get the ball itself on the screen, but that would be the first assumption based upon these changes. Typically, what we see. So let's make one more swing.
Yep.
Bring up a neutral. Shoulders are down and back slightly. Beautiful. Lower abs are engaged. Hinge the thighs back. Awesome. So from there, let the arms hang. Good. Because even from there, it looks like you're reaching a hair. So bring the golf ball. Okay. Bring the golf. Yeah. A little bit closer, or bring the golf ball closer to you a little bit deeper into your, so reset for a second. So
reset.
Yeah. Thighs hinge back. There you go. Good, beautiful. Lower abs are slightly engaged, shoulders are back. Solid?
Yeah, definitely.
Good. So,
yeah, good.
Okay. So before we checkpoint, let's see just two that are face on.
Yeah.
If we can.
Absolutely. I have to play around with this, Eric, a little bit in terms of
That's fine.
positioning.
Yep. If you could, yeah, but you can bring the camera a little bit further away from you, if you can.
See if that works.
Okay. And step back a little bit because I just want to take a look at the. I just want to take a look at the ankle. So even if you bring the camera angle down a touch.
Bring it down a touch, yeah. My first time with this tripod, I only got it the other day, so I mean.
Yeah. Which one did you get?
A novice. It's one off Amazon, one which is I forgot what it's called now, but it had 4 out of 5 reviews, pretty solid. So
awesome. So if
what's
you
the name of it now?
Yeah, it's okay. So go ahead and bring the golf ball to where your feet are, and we should be perfectly in frame from there.
So I'm here. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep. Let's go through it.
Get a bit nearer to the ball, actually.
Awesome. Solid?
Yeah. Straight.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about 2 more items that are particularly important from a face-on perspective. And again, I'm going to send you everything. You know, typically in a lesson, I would give somebody 1 piece at a time. But considering you already know the content, I feel pretty comfortable going ahead and polishing all these elements of posture. Because your homework for the next week, 10 days, whatever it's going to be, is to go through these elements. So the first piece is going to be not just ball position, but the relationship between the shaft and your lead arm. Because that last one, what we saw was very little need for any bit of secondary tilt. And the reason why is this club was kind of pointing at the midline of your body.
Okay.
So again, we don't really need tilt to get the hand there. The problem is we're already set up without any shaft lean. You have to work hard to try to get that going. So what we're going to do for this next one is we're going to set up with a little bit more of what I'd say a straight line relationship between the shaft, forearm to shoulder.
Okay.
See that? Because right now you're here.
Yep. Yeah. Too central.
Versus there. See the difference? So bring
big difference. Yeah.
Bring the hand a little bit more forward, and the ball. And actually, can't really see the ball position, but even that looks like it's a little bit too far forward. Ball positions. Move the ball position back a hair.
Okay.
So what we say is this: the bottom of your arc, much better, is opposite your lead shoulder. Because you're hitting an iron, we want to compress it down. Where the bottom of the arc is, that's the low point in the divot.
Yes.
And so we actually put the front of the golf ball in line with that. Much better.
Okay. So it should be kind of, if I'm looking at stepping into my posture there, a bit more in this type of region there.
That looks, if anything, your stance width might be a touch wide as well.
Okay.
There you go. Good. That's more in line with the outside of the hips.
If I do the address.
Yep. Good. Now move that. So let go of the right hand.
Yep.
Good. Much better. Now use the tilt to get the right hand to the club. There you go.
Yep. The tilt, Eric, as well. Sometimes you don't have to bump it, do you, like you said? Is it just a very smooth movement? So you kind of get there.
There's been master professionals far before me that basically have said use the secondary tilt to escort the right hand to the club.
Right, got you. Yeah.
So
sometimes, sometimes I think I've been a bit guilty of doing this too much, and
for sure
throwing my body off. Yeah.
So give me one where you were what we would say before.
Yeah.
So that would be the shaft pointing more at the midline of your body.
Yep.
Good. And so what I want you to do from here is go ahead and move the handle forward. That way we see a little bit more of a straight arm relationship. We're in a way we're presetting the forward shaft lean. So even a little bit more forward yet. Get the left hand a little bit more forward. There you go. Now from there, use the secondary tilt to escort the right hand to the club. Awesome. So come on over here for a second.
Yep.
Just to share 2 quick images. There.
Picture.
Thank you. I appreciate it. we got Boy on the way next week.
Oh, wicked. Congratulations already.
Yeah. Which we're stoked for.
Yeah.
So here's after. Much more of a straight arm relationship there. If anything, it could be a touch more forward versus this one. Very clearly, this is back.
Yes. But the previous one, is that what probably causes me to scoop the ball sometimes?
Oh, because you're already preset with more of a scoop position of the wrist.
Yes. Yeah.
To use your vernacular, if I may.
Yeah.
So the next thing we're going to talk about, which is again another polishing element that I'm not going to get too critical of, but I think important to talk about, is we like to maintain neutrality in every possible region that we can. The other one being, of course, in the ankles, which I think we brought up a little bit in our coaching call.
Yes.
But we want to polish that a little bit more. In other words, right now where you are is a little bit more there. Let me actually roll this up a little bit so you can see.
Yeah.
Pardon me for kicking shoes off, but
it's all right.
Not offending anybody, I hope. Again, the
no
lessons, I don't get the chance to do this on the range, is we don't want to be there.
Okay.
Okay. Right now, it definitely seems like we're more on the outside part of the foot. We actually want the ankles to also be neutral. So we want to roll this in a little.
Pin them in.
Yeah. So we're going to roll them in just a little bit. What you will engage is the upper inner thighs.
Yes. Okay.
Which is going to create a lot more stability. It's also going to help you pivot into that left side a little bit more clearly.
Okay. Got you.
So let's go ahead and let's throw those elements into the mix. I know we're talking about a little bit more than what I intended to, but considering you have a high golf IQ and have already been through the rigmarole of watching these videos, really smooth transition. Awesome. Now the last piece is just roll those ankles in just a little bit more. Good.
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm pinching him a bit there, yeah?
Yeah. You feel the upper inner thighs start to turn on?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, having been a passenger, yeah. Okay.
Yep, and again, and we're gonna make a swing from there. Shoulders down back, lower abs engaged, hinge the thighs back. And that's why, you know, whenever Bernhard or any of these guys I work with on tour get hounded by anybody in the media, say, what are you working on with Eric? They all say posture and kind of walk away, but the nuances of doing this is so critically important.
Yes.
Solid?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's see.
Really good.
Let's see one more, because I do want to check one with the short game. I wasn't expecting to spend this much time in terms of full swing, but this is.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Being really good so far. Thank you.
Of course. Again, this gives us plenty to follow up on as well in terms of, you know, we might even want to put together a short game lesson specifically.
Yeah.
And a little bit more forward. Good. Awesome. You feel more over it, correct?
Definitely.
Okay. Good.
Best one yet.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
And let's see one more.
Wow. Ball's going farther as well.
Again, this is the face of somebody who's not surprised.
Yeah, I guess
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed watching that private Zoom lesson, as a critical part of the learning process is actually found in watching other students going through the exact same breakthroughs in their game that you're looking to accomplish. And if you want to schedule a one-on-one private Zoom coaching session with me, go and click the link or the button in the description below, and you'll be taken to my personal calendar where you will easily schedule a one-on-one coaching session with me, where we will literally spend an hour polishing every element of your golf swing. And again, I really do appreciate your interest in who I am and what I do, and cannot wait to be the guy that all your golfing buddies absolutely hate this season. So if you want to schedule your one-on-one coaching session with me, go and click the button below.